Welcome to our platform. Today I will talk about computer. My topic belong to class 9. Today we will discuss about chapter number 1 and the name of chapter is communication cycle. Today we will discuss about the element of communication cycle and the barriers of effective communication. So let's start. In our previous video we talked about the elements of communication cycle. Today we will discuss these elements in detail. So let's start. A sender. A sender is an individual or a group who has an idea or information which you want to communicate with others. Means that a sender may be an individual or maybe in group, and he has an idea or information which want to communicate with others. Means that a sender have an idea or information that he want to be convey. So a sender may be in group, may be a individual, and who have an idea or information which he want to communicate with others. The sender select the channel based on factor like nature of message and the kind of audience and the situations. Means that a sender select channel because he know about the nature of message, he know about the audience means receiver, he know about the receiver, and he know about the situation. So a sender play an important role in the communication because he will decide the channel, he will decide the nature of message, and he will decide the receiver. So he is a important person of a communication cycle. Now come to the next point. The sender become the source of message. A sender is play an important role, that is why he is a source of message. When we explaining these terms, many times you will see that a sender will be treated as a source of message. Many times we will write down sender as a source. So these things we have to be understand. First thing, a sender is an individual or a group who has an idea or information which he want to communicate with others. This is the definition of a sender. Now come to the next point. Message. It is encoded idea by the sender. Means that it is an encoded idea by the sender. The idea that is encoded by the sender is known as a message. When we encoded our idea, that become a message. Information or idea, when we encoded it, then it become a message. And message could be verbal or non-verbal. Means that message could be verbal, means that it will be written or spoken, and maybe non-verbal, means that it is a body movement, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, etc. So message could be verbal or non-verbal. Now come to the next point. Encoding. Translation of an idea into message by the source is called the encoding. Means that the process of translations of an idea into a message. When we translate an idea into a message, then it is known as a encoding. When we translate our idea into a message, that is known as a encoding. The message may be encoding in any combination of mutual understanding word, sign, symbol. Means that any type of word, any type of sign, any type of symbol we are using in message, it should be based on a mutual understanding. Means that all the things will be clear in both hand. Means that sender and the receiver end, both will be know about these symbols and this sign, otherwise the confusion will be take place. The symbol and sign must be clear both sender and receiver. These sign or symbols should be clear to both sender or receiver. Now come to the next. Communication channel. It is the means through which the message travel from source to receiver. This is the way by which message travel from source to receiver. Source means sender. So this is the way by which message travel from source to receiver. Channel could be either oral or written. It may be oral and it may be written. However, with the advancement in technology, visual channels are now become more common. Means that as the technology is growing up, the visual channel is more preferable. More persons are preferred to the visual channel. The standard channel these days including video conferencing, video chat, telephone, etc. Written forms include text message, memos, letters and report, email, fax, etc. Receiver. Who is the receiver? The person or group that receive the message is known as a receiver. The person and group who receive the message is known as a receiver. Receiver is one who decode and interpret the message. So he is a very important person also, because he will decode, he will understand, he will interpret the message. This is important note. The message of communication is what is interpreted. And one more thing is important, that the message should be understood like that the sender send. So it is important that the message of communication what is interpreted, what we interpreted of communication, that is very important the thing. Which type of information we are taking, which type of information we are interpreted, this is the very important factor of receiver ends. Now come to the next point. Again I am repeating the definition of receiver. A person or group that receive the message is known as a receiver. Now come to the decoding. It is a process of deriving means from the received message. When we receive the message, then we have to take out the message. So it is the deriving means from the received message. When we take out the means from the message, we try to understand the message. This is known as a decoding. The message should be worded carefully so that the receiver easily understand. When we form a message, the word should be choose very carefully so that our receiver easily understand it. If the message is encoding while keeping the receiver in mind, when we create any message, we should think about the receiver. Then try to create a message, because when we take receiver in mind, we make that type of code. For example, the word and the tone you choose to express your thought to feeling will be different from you choose for your parents or teacher. Means that the word, the tone you use your friend is not same as your teacher and with your parents. When we talk to our teacher or parents will be different tone, and when we talk to our friends in different tone, both have a different tone. So this is very important that when we create any type of message, we should keep on the receiver in our mind, and after that we will create a message. If we are sending a message to our teacher, then our tone will be different, and when we sending the message to our friend, the tone will be different. So whenever we create a message, we should keep on a receiver in our mind. Now come to the next point, that is last point, feedback. The cycle of communication is completed when the sender receives the feedback from the receiver. When sender receive feedback from receiver, the communication cycle will be completed. And if anybody asks you what is the definition of feedback, so you can see that you can say that the feedback, the response given by the receiver is called a feedback. The response given by the receiver is called a feedback. Without the feedback, sender cannot be confirmed if the receiver interpreted the message correctly. Means that if a feedback is not come to the sender, so sender will not be understand that receiver understand these messages correctly or not. Feedback is also given or received to be improve the behavior and the performance. Means that when we get feedback, then we can improve our behavior and the performance. The entire cycle will be start all over again if the sender feel that the messages are not understood correctly. If sender feel that message is not understood correctly, so he will start this cycle again, and when he feel that the message is understand correctly, so the communication cycle will be complete. Now come to the barriers of effective communication. These things we have to understand in the cycle of communication. Now we will discuss about the barriers of effective communication. Barriers of effective communication. Barriers of effective communication is any factor, individual, situations or environment that prevent receiver from the receiving and understanding message accurately. Barriers may be any factor. Barriers of effective communication is any factor, maybe individual, maybe situation, maybe environment that prevent a receiver from the receiving and understand the message accurately. Means that if a receiver cannot be understand and receiving message correctly, that is a barrier of effective communication. In barriers of effective communication, we include all the things by which a receiver cannot understand the message correctly. It includes all the factors by which a receiver cannot understand a message correctly. So you can write this definition also. A barrier of effective communication include all the factors by which a receiver cannot understand message properly, and this barrier leads to misunderstanding, confusion between to us or our receiver. Means that these things create misunderstanding and confusion between the receiver or a sender.